Shoba Fetu. I'm a woman of many talents, and I believe you and I can learn a lot from each other. Come with me as I journey with different types of artists, exploring their art and sexuality.
Diabuza, zippy zippy como zako, lippy tambalako, Nadinda, sun was sun, abanye bayale, 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 Nadinda, abanye bayale, 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 Andinda,
My name is TK Kaula, and this is Okay TK.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to have Moneoa here with us. Guys! Let's go down. I went to high school with Moneoa,
Yes.
and Moneoa used to sing all the time.
And dance.
Like,
But I was more
she
popular
used
for
to have
dancing.
concerts.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
please, don't you dare.
Okay, well.
How come? How dare?
Okay, fine. How come back there? Wow. So high school was crazy, man. High school, I wanted to be a dancer, actually. I didn't even want to sing.
Yeah.
But I was told that, there's something there, Beyonce, but I had
You were doing like check up.
yeah, but I had like a vibe because I was trying to. I don't think I'd really identified my voice at that time, and so a lot of my identity, I felt like I lived through the Sierras and the Beyoncés and whatever. Coming into Joburg, I think that's when I really discovered myself as an artist, and when I really came into myself as an artist. This is when I started, exploring African music.
Yeah.
And developing my own way of singing, like Moneoa's voice, and my own way of writing, and my own way of performing, and my own way of dressing, and just the person that I'm comfortable being, like as an individual.
Yeah.
That happened here.
So your music is an extension of yourself.
Definitely, without a doubt. It was a friend of a friend, so he was looking to manage. He didn't have a lot of money, but he had a lot of chutzpah. He had a lot of
What
drive.
is a chutzpah?
Like drive, like
Okay.
guys, like liver.
Yeah, audacity.
Liver.
Yeah.
He had liver. And I admired that because the one thing that every artist needs is someone who don't need big record labels. You just need somebody who genuinely believes in you. Trusted him with my career, and he took me as far as he could, and I'm always grateful for him. I'm not going to say his name, and I will always be grateful for him, for them, both those two of them. I will always be grateful for them, but I feel like they served their purpose in my life, and I served my purpose in theirs.
Yeah.
So by the time we went our separate ways, I was actually quite relieved. Sad, it's always sad to let go of people, but everything has its time, and sometimes those times come to an end, and we just need to accept that and move on. So
And then you became independent.
And then I became independent, and I think that was when I really came into myself, and I think that's when I enjoyed my career the most.
Yeah.
Just being the executor of my own finances, the executor of my own, just making my own decisions. It's so much fun to make an album.
Your own boss.
When you're doing it your way, yeah.
So I put up a post on Twitter to ask guys, what questions must I ask Moneoa? And someone said I must ask you if did you feel like it's banger?
Yeah. Definitely. I wouldn't have written the song if I didn't. No, definitely.
Yeah.
I felt that way. But I mean, we've all felt that way at some point, haven't we?
Whoa! Shots on fire!
Pew, pew, pew.
I can't. So you were played.
Yeah, I was played. And there's nothing to be ashamed of.
I mean,
it's completely
you gave
human
me a good song.
Yeah, and something great can come out of it. 4 months before I released my first album, I was living with my mom and I had prayed. I remember walking out and praying in our garden area, and I was just like, God, please, like, I'm about to get into the music industry. Please, Jesus, make this happen for me. Like, at least in the next 2 or 3 years, Lord, can I just pop off, you know? Just 2 or 3 years, just please, Jesus. And God was just like, 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You know? And it literally happened immediately, and I was very grateful because a lot of people don't get that experience where you know, people release album after album and hustle for years before they get recognition. And I got recognition on my first song, my first album, and that was huge. And I was young; I was like 22 or 23. And it was a good time, and it was a necessary time, but it was also a very
confusing.
No. What's the term that you use for it? Was a time that made me, it was a time for discernment in my life. It was a time of discernment. I became of a lot of traits, toxic traits in myself.
Awareness.
Yes, it was a time of awareness. And you know, I think fame, you know, if you're a certain type of person who comes into money and fame too quickly, it tends not to help the situation, especially if there's a lot of things you need to do to work on yourself. And so I didn't like the person I was turning into. I really didn't, you know. But I mean, naturally, when you're a kid, you know, you're trying to figure yourself out, you know.
It's okay to make mistakes.
It's okay to make mistakes, but I didn't like the person I felt like I was developing into. I didn't like it. When I look back now on the person that I am today, and that I've always been this person.
Right.
You know, we just, you know, so kubega in life, you know, and I didn't like myself at that phase of my life. You know, I loved my career. I was very grateful for everything that was happening. I enjoyed my life in my profession, but I didn't like the person that I was.
So you would say probably you couldn't handle the fame because of you were not, you were not centered in yourself.
Like, you know, when you grow up a certain way and you have like issues growing up, but then you know you're supposed to get to a certain age where you deal with those issues. But then instead of dealing with those issues, my career happened, and then I focused on that instead of myself.
Instead of your healing.
And so I couldn't heal. I couldn't grow. I couldn't. You know, there was many things I feel like God wanted me to do at that age in order to improve myself as a human being. And instead, I became famous. I got money, and that was my focus. That became my priority. That became my prerogative. And I feel like in many ways, I failed my true self. Even though I was thriving in my career, I failed myself as a human being. I wasn't thriving as a human being, but my career was thriving. Moneoa, the fame, the Moneoa, the superstar was thriving. Moneoa, the person, was suffering. But we're here now, thank God. And obviously rubbing shoulders with people in the industry, people see, you know, certain traits in your personality, and they're like, actually, yes, you're funny, and you know, you're bubbly, and would you consider acting? And I was like, yeah. And my first gig was Rhythm City, but it was like a recurring character, but it wasn't a permanent character. So that, you know, my Rhythm City gig wasn't really my first stop my first official stop with acting. And then I met Ukutlwano Ditsele.
Yes.
And he was friends with a friend of mine at the time as well. Klwano was like my brother, like still like my brother. And
amazing.
You know, he's incredible. And he was like, have you considered acting? And I was like, I just did Rhythm City. And he's like, why don't I know about this? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, yo, I think you've got something. And then he brought me in for an audition for a show that they were developing at the time called The Road. And he brought me in and he was like, oh, we need to get you as a main character, yo. You need to be one of the main characters. You were good. And I was like, I am? Oh my God.
So you didn't realize you were good on Rhythm City?
No, it was a small gig. It was
because you were singing all the time.
Yeah,
anyway.
I was a singer. I played myself.
Okay.
And
then you were a singer in all your characters.
But at least with Dodo,
there's a
storyline.
Okay,
you know, and Dodo wasn't far off from my character at the time. She was also very dramatic, but Dodo, like, she was a crazy girl. Dodo, she was a survivor. I'm a survivor too, but she was like a survivor.
Yeah.
She was like a man stuck in a woman's body, basically. When it comes to emotions, like she hardly showed any. Back of the Moon was also dope. It was the same set as The Road, so it was, shooting at a familiar place. But by then, I had definitely transitioned into a fully blown actress, and so playing that role was a far better experience for me because I literally had no regrets. Like every scene, I'm happy with.
Yeah.
Even though I'm my biggest critique, I can say that Back of the Moon is probably my best work as an actress. So, it was produced by Anand Singh and Anand Singh. Sarafina, Yesterday, Long Walk to Freedom,
Oscar stuff. Yeah.
Anand freaking Singh, bro. And I met him and he told me that he thought I was great, and he said that he also wants me to star in one of his movies. And that's okay. That was like the end of my life. I'm gonna go for Hollywood.
Hey,
Issa Rae, girl, call me, Issa. Call me. I'm gonna be your new Molly.
It's so funny how all the guests that come here like speak to people. Like one person was like, Beyonce, call me. Guys, Beyonce's not watching this.
She is.
It's gonna get to her. It's gonna get to her. Issa, call me now.
Issa, call me, girl. I see in the last Insecure, you and Molly had a fallout.
Yeah.
So let's not continue with
I'm
her
your best
the
friend
next
now.
I'm gonna be your friend. Okay, thank you. I'm dropping music for December traction. I want to build traction for December.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drop on my birthday,
Which is
November 6th.
November 6th. Ziawa. You heard it
Okay,
here. Okay, TK.
This is actually the first time I'm talking about it.
Of course. I mean,
So-
I know how to get things out of people. You know how I do.
You heard it here first. Boom. Boom.
Okay, TK.
Guys, we're back and we're doing a challenge. It's called Say Something. We have to say a word every second. If there's a second that's empty, you lose.
So what do I do when I lose?
Hopefully, you lose.
So what do I do when I
You
lose?
just lose.
You don't drink? What kind of game is this?
You want a drinking game?
What kind of my drinking game?
Alright, guys, you know I'm very competitive. So,
Ready. We'll compete now.
right, I'll start. If a second passes Moneoa, it's over for you. Okay. Light,
Bulb.
hungry,
Lion.
face,
Mask.
monkey.
Bones.
I lost that game because I was like, what?
Beep, 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 beep.
Alright, so if you get to 3 in a row, you win. Okay, that's one for you.
Okay.
So you start next.
Knife.
Fork,
Cup.
restaurant,
Gin.
bingo,
Tackies.
tough.
Vagina.
What?
I tried to throw her off with the vagina.
You did! You did!
I think I win that one as well, because what?
That's a 2 for you.
tell what?
Shit,
Yeah,
man, I
2
was
for
about
me.
to win. I'm gonna get a 0.
Yes.
Please don't.
Whipping real good.
Please don't say anything that will put me off.
Okay, it's your turn.
Whew. Damn. Okay. Frisky.
Shit. Okay, I lost. That threw me off completely.
It's a 1.
I actually almost said 50 Shades of Grey. Because I'm thinking 50 Shades of Grey right now. I was about to be like Christian. Christian Grey.
Anna. I was going to say Anna. Okay. Your turn.
Okay.
Let's go. So 1 for me, 2 for Moneoa.
Okay. Okay. Phone.
Huh? I just want to say I made Moneoa win, you know, because she's beautiful.
That's a damn lie. I definitely want a square. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Give me my flowers. Give me my cred. Thank you. Give me my plaques. Thank you.
Congratulations.
On this game, honey. Thank you.
Okay, TK.
We're back and we're speaking sexuality.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
I love that video. It was crazy. Moneoa, Moshesh,
start like,
Are you straight, my dear?
yes, Miss, I will. Yes,
Are you straight, my dear?
I am, unfortunately.
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 How is it unfortunate?
I wish I was gay. I want to be gay. I want to end up with a woman because I feel like women are more wholesome human beings towards human beings. Men are vicious savages from the land of Kwam Kwam. But in an ideal world, I hope God brings me back as a gay person in my next lifetime. If I come back as a woman, I hope I'm a gay woman.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with men in my next lifetime. It wasn't nice. It's been a long trail of misery. Right behind me. Can you see my tears? Can you see my tears? It's just a trail of misery behind me. Can you see them?
Listen, like people are shitty people. It's not like your genitals does not define who you are.
Sometimes they do. Sorry. Testosterone can have a huge impression on your character.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Most people with testosterone, more testosterone
Yes.
than estrogen, have been noted to have egocentric traits. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Men are trash. Hashtag men are trash.
Hashtag.
Yeah. She's got the poise of a Beyonce.
Yeah.
And the bedroom freakiness of a Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And then she's got the characteristic traits of a wholesome wife like
Michelle
Obama. You know?
Yeah.
Yonkinto. And
still like correct.
They will mistreat, they will take advantage, they will cheat, they will none of these niggas know what they want. Kobe.
Good bad.
So me, I'm Sabawell to be gay.
But what do you want from a man? What do you want them to do? How do you want them to present themselves and behave?
I wish men were just satisfied.
That's all you want.
They were satisfied. A man is never satisfied. You can get the girl with the smallest waist and the biggest ass, but somehow you're never satisfied because you want another one. Because that one has a small waist and a big ass and a prettier face. Or small waist, big ass, prettier face, maybe longer legs. Or better dinner mannerisms, or nicer hair, or lighter skin, or I don't know. You never really know. Like, they're just never satisfied. It's just the constant greed, the constant need to have more. You know, this is why our government is managed by men, and our government is known to be corrupt. Our country is falling apart. 500 billion rands just disappeared, and then afterwards we were asked to dance to Jerusalem. But like anything where men are involved, and men with egos, and men with power trips, it's bound to fail. Marriages, you know, grooming children, failed relationships with your children, work. You know, the Hawks are literally arresting men left, right, and center right now.
The Hawks are busy.
South Africa is at a 66% rate of rape and gender-based violence, which is the biggest in the world.
The whole world.
And if you and I understand that if maybe there was a slight difference between countries, South Africa is at 66.6%, and then everything else is 20%. So can you imagine? From 66%, the second is 20%, 19, 18, 17.
It's disgusting. It's
disgusting that we are 40% ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to gender-based violence. This is the worst place to grow up with men.
Men can do better.
This is the worst. I don't think men are like this in the rest of the world, clearly, according to stats. But, you know, men in South Africa especially, my God, we have... Michelle tweeted something. She said we are in... What did she tweet? She tweeted something about us being... She says, child, we are in the pits. We have the pits when it comes to men. And it's true. And I hated to admit that. Yeah. This is a Pittsburgh. And I hated to admit that because I have brothers. I have uncles, you know. My father's passed away, God rest his soul. But I had a father. And it's sad to have to admit that, unfortunately, our men, our South African men, have genuinely failed us. And continue to fail us. Yeah. And so I wish I was gay, unless I moved to a different country.
And if you had to create your ideal man, what would he look like? What would he do? What would he?
I don't care what he'd look like, but he would find that I am enough. He would see me as
I
enough.
can't believe that's all women want.
Yeah. I want a man who can look at me and be satisfied, who can touch me and be satisfied, who can talk to me and be satisfied, who can experience the human being that I am, the things that I offer, my traits, my cooking, my bubbly personality, my kind heart, my craziness, my erratic behavior, my impatience sometimes, and find that it is enough. Because as human beings, akekho umuntu perfect, but for the most part, we want a person to be good and decent. And even when you are that, and enough. And even when you are that to people, you know, it's not enough. It would be nice. I think women just want to feel like they're enough for someone, you know?
Because we black women who raise them.
I wish they saw it that way. I wish they saw it that way. You don't?
You see why you should be with a woman?
I wish I would. You'd be the first one I date. If God ever graces me with gayness, I swear to God, I'll send you a DM of like, come, that's Jolene. Sometimes it just so happens that you just have sex with someone and it's like, whoa, amazing. Nothing to complain about here. I'm just going to keep it on.
Yeah.
And then you get situations like, it could be amazing, but, you know.
I need to take control.
Yeah. For me, you know, it can happen automatically. It can happen, what's the word I'm listening? Authentically. Or you can have a conversation with the person. And I feel like sex talk is so important.
It is important.
It is so important for you and your partner to talk about the things that you want, because sometimes I feel like we hold things in because we don't want to disappoint the other person.
Yeah.
But at
and
the
then
same
you
time,
go on being unsatisfied,
and then you break up because you're not talking about the things that you want. You're literally just two heartbeats away, 2 moves away from the best sexual experience of your life. But the only reason why it's not happening is because you're not telling the person what you want. It's important to reveal like your ultimate sexual fantasies to your partner, because that's the person you are trusting with your body. And so they need to know how to satisfy you, and vice versa. So I talk to my partner. I talk. Wow, I sounded like a Kardashian. Oh my God. I talk to my partner, and in terms of dominance, like I do my thing in the bedroom. Like I do what I want, and he's happy with it. He's pleased. I haven't had any complaints yet. Like I don't mind getting on top.
He doesn't feel emasculated.
No, I don't mind getting on top. I don't mind doing, you know, some things on the box. I don't mind taking control in general, and I'm yet to experience a time where someone. Hopefully, I'm done now because I'm really into this. Hopefully, this is my. This is your Prince Charming. Yeah. But I'm yet to experience a complaint. Okay. Like I do what I want. But if there's something in terms of me expressing myself, I do what I want in terms of dominance. I get on top when I want to get on top. I touch where I want to touch. I lick where I want to lick. I do whatever the hell I want to do. And I'm yet to receive a complaint.
But I've heard that a man's G-spot is in there.
Anus. I've heard that as well, but I'm sorry.
You disagree?
No. Not that I disagree. I don't dispute that it's probably true.
But you ain't getting in there.
Nah.
What do you mean?
I am not putting my tongue on nobody's poop hole. Sorry.
You're not about to eat ass at any moment.
Nah. But you can eat mine.
That's unfair. So you understand that you are depriving your man.
Well, maybe if he marries me.
Oh, only after marriage.
Then who knows? Before that, I am like... Keep it low, babes. Pay the cows. Zippy, kamazak. There was this one video I took with my ex where I was wearing jeans and I was getting dressed and he was taking a video of me with my ex-fiance and my boobs were out. I hope he's deleted it. Now you're doing crazy, freaky things with someone who might know someone who works for a newspaper. Damn. And then now your business is out there. So and I'm stimulated by porn. I'm definitely stimulated by porn. I enjoy it. It's nice. Very nice.
Yeah, what kind of porn do you search? What is on your search engine?
I like porn, for myself, I like porn that where the guy is like satisfying the girl.
No, your search engine, what do you search for?
Like freaky, nasty, ghetto sex. For me, I'm aroused by seeing a woman like. It's not so much like the visual, but more the reaction.
Yeah.
It's not so much what I'm seeing, but more like her facial expressions or like the sounds. Like when.
Because when you watch porn, it's always on 0 or on 1.
Okay. Why do you like this? Why? Tell us so.
So, firstly, I feel like everyone watches porn. Okay,
everybody watches porn,
yes.
But people like
people
to act
never.
like
Yes,
how? Everybody watches porn. You watch porn, child.
You watch porn.
Now, Jehovah's Witness, right? I am having good sex.
Moneoa is having good sex. She's good.
I'm good.
Don't try DM her. She's
my
good.
man. I love you, baby.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me.
How can people just get a hold of you and your music? And yeah.
So on Instagram, I'm at BEYONCE.
I get angazi ke ba
At
fethu Jay-Z
BEY.
uzobasenkingeni. Jay-Z uzobasenkingeni.
I'm at Moneoa, at MONEOA on Instagram, Twitter.
Oh,
www.moneoa.com. Ha.
yeah,
Moneoa.co.za. Yeah.
Yeah.
www.moneoa.co.za.
Thank you, guys. That's it for today. Bye.
Bye.
Do for it. Let your pride go and live like a hobo. Invest in your own dreams, bro. I'm the whole team. When your whole scheme goes against me, they want goat meat. Yeah, I'm hard to swallow, bitch. I deserve an honorary mention even with the L's. Je m'appelle the best kept secret in hell. I can take all of your favorites, probably take a jog after. Shit unwavering, endangering to you laboring niggas. The pickaninny for dinner is what I'm having, that's you, nigga.